everyone, it's Daphne from Scrap and Crate, and today I'm excited to share with you the latest Stamperia collections, which are available in our shop and are now shipping. So all four of these collections have been on pre-order, but they are in stock and shipping right now. If you already pre-ordered something, it's in the mail to you. We finished getting out all the pre-orders yesterday. So I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of each one of these collections. I'm going to start with Orchids and Cats, and this is a gorgeous collection. Okay, we've got lots of cut aparts on this side, which I love. I really like to use these as embellishments in my albums. I think you guys do too, but also they're great to help you make cards. Got little sentiments. Beautiful cat, full cat page. I'm just going over the 12 by 12s, but we also have these collections in 8 by 8. Okay, this is beautiful. I could totally see fussy cutting this out and popping it up on a cover of something or a mixed media project. Again, very beautiful. These are cut aparts. They make great card toppers, but also bifolds inside your mini album. And then we've got these two tags. This is kind of a neat feature. I think these look great on the spine of mini albums. And then there's the back side. So you got the front and the back. This is beautiful. This would make a really pretty cover. Yes, yes. Okay, we've got our circles. You know, they almost always do some of these. And these are great to use as design features on your pages or cards. You got some butterflies you can fussy cut. That's a beautiful page. Oh my goodness, this would make a great gatefold feature in an album or even on the cover. Beautiful. So as you can tell, you're seeing this at the same time I am. I love it. Sorry, that's Nala in the background. I love it when they give us a stripe pattern because it makes it easier to do some layering. Otherwise, they kind of have these collage patterns, so it gets a little bit fussy if you try to layer too many. But when they give you these stripes, I think it goes a long way to helping you do that. This is beautiful. Lovely, lovely. This, I know they're orchids, but they remind me of the poinsettias on the Christmas collection. Winter Tales? Winter Tales? I think it was that one. Okay, and a nice big clock. They do this a lot of times, I think, for people that want to do mixed media projects. I've done a couple of different things where I've cut the clocks into quarters. So it's kind of a nice feature to have. Oh, I like the way this kind of comes down into the corner here. Just a minute, sweetheart. Okay. Lots more cut aparts. These are always fun to use as layering on cards and in your albums. And that is Orchids and Cats. And again, these are all shipping now. And this is Lady Vagabond. I'm excited to see this. Even when I look at the images online, it's just not the same as having it right in front of you. These are gorgeous. Oh, I would definitely be fussy cutting these out and using these hardware images in my album. I am planning on doing a Lady Vagabond and a Sir Vagabond album, and I think I'm actually going to combine the two. But I'm still kind of coming up with some ideas. And then here's a page that's kind of got the idea of stripes, so I think that's a really nice thing to have. This is pretty. More of those hardware features I love. Beautiful clock, and we've seen a clock that looks similar to this in other collections, but I think it's gorgeous. And it's a little bit scaled down. So, just a moment. Because it's scaled down, I think it would be pretty easy to use in your cover because it doesn't go across the whole 12 inches. Oh, this is lovely. I can see fussy cutting here. I love this. This is what I think I'm going to feature on the cover, but I haven't decided. I like the lady image too, but in the 12 by 12, I think the scale is off, too big. This is nice. And I love maps. More clocks, doors. When we took a trip to Europe, one of the things I did was I just took pictures of all the doors. They have the most interesting doors as compared to Americans. I just thought they were fascinating. Even within one building, all the doors would look so different. Oh, I love this. I would turn this into a little folio inside an album. And these are gorgeous for frames. Oh, I love that. Okay, I can see all kinds of possibilities here. I'm sure you guys can too. I like the flip side of these cards as well. They look like booklets and lots of cut aparts. Now she would be sized right for a cover. Okay, so that's Lady Vagabond. And again, and I keep saying it, but I'm going to keep mentioning it. These are now shipping. And here is Sir Vagabond. Lots of cut aparts. We love those. That's quite the image. If you look closely in the reflection of his spectacles is an image of the city, which is kind of cool. So that's a lot of detail happening right there. And then there's those maps that I love. Nice globe map or circular map. These are hard to cut apart. I'm not sure what I would do with this, but I think these images are so pretty, it's really hard for me to cut these apart. So in this case, I might focus on using this side, and then the B side, or use this image from the 8x8, because I often mix an 8x8 and a 12x12, and an 8x8 I wouldn't have to cut through this. Lovely. This is neat. It reminds me, I know it's not, but it reminds me of a tea kettle holding up a locomotive. So that's pretty. And then this old-fashioned looking newspaper, I like that a lot too. This, you could fussy cut the edges and make pockets. I see a lot happening here. This is beautiful. This is a lot of fun. This could make a really interesting cover. And then all the cut aparts are great. And I like that they mixed them so that you have vertical and horizontal. I like that because I like to change orientations in the book. And I like these tags down here, these title tags, which I would most likely use travel journal as one of the sentiments on the cover. Okay, this kind of reminds me of the full-length image of the lady in the other collection, in the Lady Vagabond. Okay. Similar to, so you can really see just based on the colors and the images, you can intertwine these two collections. Vintage map. These papers are awesome because these are easy to cut through and use in your albums, and you don't feel so bad about cutting through some of those images. Other pages, it's like, oh, I just can't cut through that. This is interesting. Now, on the other collection, everything is a circle. So these are a little bit fancier in terms of the cut aparts, and I like that. It's interesting. They look like badges and labels, signs, and I like that these are not exactly tags, but I would use them a bit like a tag. And then, of course, you got more cut aparts, and that is the end of Sir Vagabond. And then the last item that came in from Stamperia that we're now shipping is the calligraphy. And you'll notice the color scheme in this also works with the two collections I just showed you. So you could actually mix all three of these collections very easily into a single project. I love these pens. They're so beautiful. I don't know about you guys, but that's one of my things. I can't ever get rid of a nice pen. Okay, this is gorgeous. I think this is going to make for a really pretty journal or project. Okay, lovely cut aparts. And then again, these simple lines would make it very easy to incorporate and layer into those other two collections very easily. Okay. Hey everybody, sorry about that. My husband came in to chat with me really quick. I forgot where I was, but I think I did mention that this easily layers into the Vagabond series. So if you wanted to add some additional complementary patterns, you can easily do that. And I think just the design aesthetic of this collection works very well. You can also just do something, a monochromatic project in and of itself. It's very simple, and because of the color scheme and sort of the nature of what's in the prints, you could make this very masculine or very feminine. So masculine collections are really hard to come by. Of course, Sir Vagabond is one of them, but there's just not a whole lot to be found in the paper crafting space by comparison. So this would make a very neutral or masculine or feminine, depending on how you decided to go through your embellishments. If you were going to make it masculine, you might want to take one of these letters or some of the letters that are more block style, and then the scroll style would make it more feminine. So there's little things like that that you can do too. you know, make it serve one or the other. Again, more of those pins, which I really like. And this looks very feminine compared to some of the block styles I showed you. And this looks a little bit more masculine, especially since it's got some of the radius and things that make it look a little bit more architectural in nature. Okay, it's a very simple monochromatic project. That's not for everybody, but like I said, it makes for a very neutral palette, and you can do a lot with it. And then it's more about what you put into the project as opposed to the project standing on its own. So these prints make it a lot easier to add in either artistic pieces or images that you photographs that you take. Some tags and cut aparts. I really like that they make these little envelopes that you can cut apart, and one of the things I use them for is I take some of these elements and I cut them apart, and I don't necessarily put them into my project until I know what images I'm going to put in and where I'm going to place them. And I use this little envelope to stow all those bits and pieces so that I can come back to them later as I'm actually finishing out the book. So more cut aparts, gorgeous collection. Again, like I said, you could easily, and I'll just show you an example, you could easily layer in, you know, those colors with, this is the Sir Vagabond, and this is the Lady Vagabond. So you can see these easily work together. I may consider actually doing that. I don't usually cross patterns, but I might do that. Especially since in this particular project, I'm definitely going to use the Sir Vagabond and the Lady Vagabond in the same project. But you could easily introduce that third collection, or just use it to stretch out your Sir Vagabond. 10 sheets is really not enough to do a mini album project, so you'll either need a second pad of the Sir Vagabond, or you could use something like this. And of course, lastly, any coordinating cardstocks. And then again, this is the Orchids. I just want to show that to you one more time. So we've got the Orchids, Calligraphy, Sir Vagabond, Lady Vagabond. And this is the winter collection for Stamperia. And these are now shipping in our shop. Thanks for tuning in and watching this quick reveal. I'd love to hear your comments and the feedback. And let me know which one of these is your favorite collection and whether or not you've already bought your collections. I'll be back soon with a new tutorial. For now, this is Daphne checking out from Scrap and Create. Bye.